that we are having limited opportunities. But I would like to add one more thing, that opportunities these days are increasing with the power of artificial intelligence. But the only thing is we need to qualify and we need to make our engineers with more practical approach. So that's the main what I have observed when I was an associate professor in India, and what when I joined as a professor of Dutan University. Believe me, this is a very you can say a change of a bowl approach, what we do in India and what we do abroad. So even I have given lectures in Japan, in even in Russia, even in USA, and believe me, the approach and the methodological, you can say, teaching approach for these students is completely different. So the most important thing that we have to change in our country's education is to have the more divergence towards the practical and hands-on approach, and especially towards the problem solution approach. Only then we can say that we are integrating the wide end curriculum as well as a practical approach towards critical thinking towards the students. So coming to the lecture, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to inform you that apart from the various subjects that I'm teaching, I'm actually the core professor of artificial intelligence in my university. And even I have also made syllabuses for artificial intelligence, even for machine learning, big data analytics, data science, and even deep learning into my university. And believe me, my university is doing progressively very strong in the area for artificial intelligence. And what we are doing and what the projects we have done, I will be showing you the projects after we discuss the career in artificial intelligence. So let us start with a very hotable topic today. So let me give you a very big idea. So today we all know that we are using smartphones. We all go to Amazon. We all use gadgets like Google Home. We have wearable sensor technology like Apple Watch, Xiaomi watches, Oppo watches. And we are even seeing that Samsung is launching mobile phones like Samsung Galaxy S21 with advanced camera features. Have you ever imagined that all these features, where they are coming from? Today, if you go for a selfie approach, we have drones today. All the things that are changing around, it is only because of artificial intelligence. Without AI, you can't imagine technology that is surrounding today and improving the mankind for tomorrow. So that's the reason, everybody, that industry is approaching towards artificial intelligence, not towards improving, but to make it better and more surrounded and connected. And that is the meaning of artificial intelligence, to make everything simple, connected, and of course, you can say diversified and globalized, so that we all can become a major part, or I can say the central part of technology today. So let me start my lecture with an critical approach like a TED talk, that how artificial intelligence and the future of humanity is going to play an important role for all of us. So see this, everybody. We have started from the movies, sci-fi fiction movies. And today we all know the movies like Iron Man, we all know Marvel, and we all know adventure comics also. So imagine the technology that we are changing. And even in the future, we can even see these humanoids. And I'm going to tell you that what we are doing in our lab, and you will be all stunned to see that what we have recently observed and what we have done with the government of Vietnam. So I will be showing you that in the later part of my section. So you can see that this thing is already evolution. So remember what the days when we used to study AI is just a theoretical subject, but today we have lots of crucial algorithms that is actually solving lots of complex problems and even making these things more learnable. Artificial intelligence is basically giving the intelligence like human beings into the machines, so that machines can even have the power of thinking, and they can become better and better without being programmed again and again. So that's the reason we have splitted artificial intelligence into machine learning, deep learning, federated learning, cognitive learning, and even with more advanced hyper artificial intelligence that is going to hit the market in next 2 years. So our word, now this is an important quotation because I'm a computer scientist, and believe me, as a computer scientist, I'm always fascinated with new technologies. Now see this, everybody, our word will change in next 20 years that we have not seen in 300 years. And you will be stunned to note, everybody, because as an IoT engineer, we have even visualized that the data that will be generated in only 2020 and even in 2021, it is even more than the data that we have generated in last 5,000 years. Yes, of course, we are now not moving towards terabytes or petabytes. We are moving towards yottabytes as zettabytes, which means billions of zeros into your datas, and everything is becoming connected. So it could be a heaven or it could be a hell. So that's the future that we can't forecast. But still today, I can say that AI is a revolution that is only making the mankind perform better and better in every sector that we can see today. So, see this, the future is better than we think. Of course, it is going to be better, because imagine that when we started with Nokia phones and imagine the phones that we have today. Imagine when we used to travel, we used to carry our cameras, our MP3 phones, our MP3 gadgets, our mobile phones, everything separately. But today, one phone or even one iPad is enough to carry the whole world with you. And things are becoming portable, things are becoming smart. So imagine that the future is better. So imagine, even I was going, I was discussing with one of my friend in Korea. He is also a very good professor of autonomous technology. So I always ask him one question. So what do you think could be the end point, or you can say the medial point, or where the things can become more smarter? He said the one when we just enter the car and the car asks us where you want to go, and I just say I want to go to this place and this is the address, and car will say sit back and enjoy the journey, let me take you to that journey. So see, now the car will make autonomous decisions, car will actually drive the things in a real time critical applications, and the car is making the decisions for us so that we can reach the place. Now imagine, this is going to be a magic for you, but imagine the technologies that are actually integrated and how they are mutually operational in order to make the car operate in the real time. So it's not that only artificial intelligence and with some algorithms we can make the world better. We have to have convergence of technologies like big data, cloud computing, IoT, smart cities, and even, of course, I would like to say the more branches of computer science like electromechanical engineering or mechatronics. So, if we don't confuse the tool with the purpose, the most important thing is that people say that artificial intelligence is just a tool, but I say it's a technology that can lead to betterment of other technologies. Now, imagine, everybody, think of a data center. So, at one time when I used to put my photos on Facebook, the photos were just uploaded. But today, photos are talking to me, which means that it is getting that, okay, you are getting tagged with these persons, they are recommending me the friends. So imagine when I used to go to Amazon and I used to buy a ballpoint pen, and Amazon just say me put it on the cart and I pay the bill. But today Amazon say that, okay, if you have bought the marker pen, you can even go for this type of fountain pen or other things, recommender system. Imagine YouTube. If I watch an action movie, the YouTube already came to understand that I am a fan of action movies or action TV channels. So immediately it will start recommending me something. So it is making my experience better. The most important thing is artificial intelligence is making our experience better. That's how we can say that we are leading to a better future. So this is what I believe, the visualize that this will happen very soon as possible. Now see, everybody, that the person is wearing an augmented reality based glasses, which can be HoloLens 2 today. And it is just using an iPad and even getting connected with every gadget or smartphone and even the surrounding people. One drone is getting the drinks. And even today, you can all imagine with me that drones are becoming the most important technology. And even recently on the Army Day, the Indian Army is now accepting. Even at one time, Indian Army was not ready for drones technology, but today they are accepting that in order to protect the borders, it is very important to have the drones technology. Drones are the future of the modern warfare if anything happens terrifically bad between the nations. Now see, pizza is coming without any human beings. So even FedEx company, they are also hiring the robotics that no courier walas or other delivery walas will be coming to your home. Their robots and even the drones will be delivering the goods at your place. So this is all how it is managing the things. When the only answer is algorithms, the programming languages that we will be discussing during career, and this is making the things connected and magical. Many people ask me this question, and even I was a Google I/O speaker. Many people ask me a question, sir, who is a programmer? Many people say who develops, who design the code, who makes the logic. But for me, the answer was even acceptable by the Google persons from USA, that programmer is a person who doesn't code but makes the code and the things looks magical. So imagine that how the word magical things that can only happen in a sci-fi movie, it is getting connected in the real time. About 13 years back, when I was handling a one conference, some people laughed at me that, sir, a flying car will not be a possible thing. Flying car is just on a James Bond movie or maybe like a sci-fi movie like a Star Trek. But today we all know that from last CES 2020 and this CES 2021, no doubt it was an online event, the smart cars and the flying cars are a reality. And even today, Singapore and UK have already adopting flying cars. So we were imagining the future by 2044, but it is 2021. The flying cars have come 22 years back in time. So this is all a revolution that is happening, and it is improving the real-time critical applications. So the most important thing is data. The most important thing is convergence, the connectivity, and of course, everything possible. So don't think that today we use IoT, where I will use the word that is called Internet of Everything. I will be also improving the word of AI in my coming lecture. So stay tuned. So see this, everybody, everything is data. Today we pose a photo, today we post something on Facebook, today we tweet, or even we write some blog, or even we upload a video, it is even a data. So what we do, how we do connected. So I can open my Word documents, I can play games online. It is everything with data. Cloud, smart computing, connectivity with wireless communications. Believe me, everybody, when I was in India, I used to travel in a bus, and at some time I used to get a failure connection. But over here in Vietnam, I will not compare India and Vietnam because every country has different aspects. But in Vietnam, when I even go outside to just cut my hair, even my cutter says that, sir, before I make your turn, please on your Wi-Fi and you can play some games. Even a small barber shop is having a huge connectivity. I was traveling in Korea, and believe me, it was like on a bullet train, and it was about a 10 to 15 Gbps per second. So imagine where the countries are going with connectivity and wireless communications. So if you really want to make the smart city, the connectivity is most important. And of course, for autonomous cars. So make everything, transact everything, and of course, visualize everything. And that is what we can say, that data is moving at a quantum pace that we have seen in last 5 years, in the last coming 1 year or few 3 4 months. So data is the new oil, and artificial intelligence is the new electricity. Of course it is the main thing. Believe me, everybody, this is a very important quotation that you can see right now. Data is the new oil and AI is the new electricity. Now, everything is data. Now, you have lots of banking transactions, you have lots of people that are paying some attention on that and that. So, suppose that if you are on Amazon today and I just ask you one question at 5 p.m. before you leave, sir, can you tell me how much people have, which is the product that is being most shopped? Which was the product that was being seen, but it was not being shopped? What was the experience? How much a particular time a particular user has stayed on my website? This is all data that is being required from tons of data, and it can be only answered with applying analytics and AI. So believe me, everybody, it's a very complex question. Now imagine if you go on Amazon.com, how many people from across the world can come in 1 minute? And I'm asking my one person that, sir, can you tell me which is the highest product sale of which product is today? It's a very complex question, but with AI, it can be solved in matter of seconds. So that's the main thing. Data is at the back end, but in order to make it proper analysis and proper make decisions, artificial intelligence is fueling it. So the rank number one, you can see this is one of the most important slide for today. So the company and region and the most important market, but I'm very sorry to say that no company in India is still in the rank of this industry. So the number one company in the world is Apple, and after that it is followed by Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Facebook. And after that, Alibaba, Netflix, eBay, Salesforce, Baidu, Xiaomi, Uber, everybody is towards AI. And that's how we can make this world a better place to live. Google says that, sir, we can't imagine anything without AI. This is a word of Sundar Pichai. And even many people like Tim Cook, they also believe that if you want to make the user experience better of iPhones and even for Mac OS, which is actually right now required to be done better because of battery draining problems and other things, we need to perform AI for that. Imagine everybody, I'm a blockchain miner, and today I have to trust computers for my mining because blockchain mining is a very difficult process, and it requires complex algorithms to be solved in a matter of seconds. Only then I can be able to validate a transaction that happens between sender and receiver. So the only thing is that I have to use AI in order to perform these complex operations at a power of super intelligence with computational sciences and to make the transactions validated. Otherwise, I will be out of the market. So AI, now this is important for you, everybody. Now see this, AI, computer systems that turn the information and data into knowledge. So we require the two inputs, the data and the information, and we know the knowledge, that what knowledge we have. So that's the reason we can say that data and information, they are the fuel, and AI is a tool that making the computers intelligent. So machines that can hear, speak, learn, and even they can think. Now, this is all because of AI. That's why we say it is called predictions. How we can predict the future, how we can predict the data. Like suppose I am doing a project, I will be showing you that project also. Now with my new LoRa technology, I can even able to predict that what can be the temperature of a room after 3 hours, taking the base of the data that I have given the sensors in last 5 to 6 months. And believe me, my accuracy model is touching 98%, which means I know the future of temperature that will happen at 12 a.m., what will be going to happen in 3 p.m. So that is what we can say, it's super intelligence. So 1900s, when we only use tabulating systems era like abacus, and after that we have the programmable systems era when we have high level languages or machine level languages. So when we have C++, C, Java, Python. But today it's 2020 when we have computational and even the cognitive era. So believe me, the trends are changed. And even let me tell you, everybody, that soon I can say there was a time when I used to edit because even I'm a professional photographer. Photography is my hobby. Believe me, at one time I used to edit my photo. So one photo editing on Photoshop takes about 10 to 20 minutes if I'm a very core professional. But today with AI techniques on Photoshop and Adobe Photoshop CC 2020, I'm able to edit my photo even better and even without knowing much commands. So that's how we can say that machines are actually learning from my photos. Machines are actually making that software understand what is the scenario of a photo and make it better, how I can make the photo better. So see this. Now the question stands, are we humans useless? No, we are not useless. We are not going to be thrown out of the job. And rather, I would like to say that AI will improve the jobs. But the only thing is we need to perform AI into a very appropriate manner. So what is machine learning? Now, let me tell you everybody that many people confuse that AI is different, ML is different, and DL is different. It is not. Artificial intelligence is the global thing. It's a global word. And if you talk of subtypes of AI or the sub-subjects or subcomponents of AI, we can say that it is divided into ML and DL, but you can also improve it with more improvements that can come in the near future. But right now, if you talk of AI, it's a global word, but in that you have to work either with machine learning or either with deep learning. So the most important thing is, what is machine learning? Now imagine, I would like to take an example with you. You will become proficient in machine learning today. Now imagine everybody, you are a human being and you start with just learning C language. Now you learn with one book, which means you have limited knowledge. Now you read another book, you improve the knowledge. The third book, better. Fourth book, better. Fifth book, better, which means that we have the data which is available in the books. We are using that data improving our brain and making it applicable, which means that with books and books, more and more knowledge, the humans are becoming better, which means that's why we have the IQ score. But similarly, with power of machine learning and with the power of data that is acting as a oil, the machines are learning with the data sets without being programmed, which means that we are actually fetching the data via data sets to the machines. But now with deep learning means that we are not creating machines, we are creating learning machines that are actually learning with us. Like today, if you buy a robot in your home, it is just roaming around the house, it is learning from your homes, it is learning your members, it is learning your behaviors, it is learning when you are gone, when you are inside, it is actually making itself ready for you. So that's the reason that now that robot is not programmed. That robot is actually programmed to learn. And that robot becomes learning and learning. And after that, it is becoming more usable for you. So that's the reason, everybody, that without AI, don't think of any gadget that can make your living smart and connected. So you can see what is deep learning. Now, deep learning is even a part of machine learning methodologies, but the most important thing is we add neural networks. Now, neural networks, we all know our brain is also a part of neural communication technology, like neural computing. So in order to program that better, we need to understand that we have to perform ANN in a better manner. So that's the reason we can say that this is the global scenario AI, and machine learning is a sub part. And if you want to improve it better and better, it becomes a deep learning. And that's the reason, don't confuse AI, ML, and deep learning as different aspects. It is one and the same, but the only thing is the tools and the problems that we are using to solve that particular problem. Some problems can be solved with ML, but some problems are so complex that we have to apply deep learning. So how companies are using the word using artificial intelligence, and you can see the most important company in right now is known as cybersecurity. Now you will be surprised to note, everybody, that threats are improving like anything. Ransomware. Now even the spywares are getting more attention. You can say more towards JavaScript programming, viruses, and other things. So people can't trust now Norton and McAfee on their firewalls. People wants that their firewall and their antivirus systems should keep on learning with the threats, and they should adapt learning with a model, and that model keep on enhancing so that security threats can be away from their companies, from the outside world, and they keep their data secure and better protected with the integrity from the outside world. So you can say that with automation, with customer purchases, media buying, social media, promotions, trading, and of course, call distribution. So that's the reason, everybody, that today, imagine the hospitals. I will be showing you my applications also. So remember, everybody, that today, if you really want to make the process automated, fast, and improved and reliable, of course, with 100% precision, AI is the only answer. So what do you expect machine learning and AI to do in the next couple of 3 years? Now that's the important year. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that if you are taking AI seriously today, in next 3 years, you are actually becoming the person that is actually required by the market. Now you don't have to require the market that you want to take a job, but market wants you to please come and please take us our operations to the next level. So see this, everybody, this is called risk assessment, the security. Financial analysis, believe me, this is one of the most important area. Even I have recently published one of the paper that is stock prediction. Now we are able to predict the stock, that okay sir, this was the history of that stock, and now what will be the value of stock after coming 6 months. And believe me, our model predicted better, and we also earned good money. I'm saying you have earned good money in two shares internationally. So investments, where to do the investment? So there are lots of apps which you can find, and you can download those apps. You can just program them that, okay, today's 2021, I'm planning, this is my salary, and I'm planning to buy a new car like Mercedes in 2024. So what I should plan, where I should invest my money. So this is all predictions and suggestions that will come to you. Of course, trading, regulations, of course, credit card process, sales, and other things. Everything will be a part of AI. So the question is, smart everything, everything almost with AI. So that is the reason, everybody, that you can see banking, health, smart cities, smart grids, and even of course agriculture, which is actually required in the country today. If you really want that the farmers should not die, the farmers should use automated tools like drones, and even for like automated vehicles in order to get better yarn produce. So you can see over here that we started with basic things when we started with gaming, intelligent assistants, cloud computing. But today we have invention, we have humanoid robotics, human resources, cinematography. Imagine the Hollywood effect, like VFX studios. You can't work without augmented reality today, where you have to go for background scenes. So all those old age movies like World War movies or other things like Battle of the Pacific, which has been done, everything is programmed with AI and augmented reality. So technology is a great servant, but it's a terrible master. And that's what of the, you can say, Russian president, that is Putin, has also said that artificial intelligence is the future, not only for Russia, but for all mankind. And you will be stunned to note, everybody, that Russia is right now one of the biggest country, even ahead of USA, that it is actually adopting AI in defense. So most of their aircrafts that are being added today into defense services, they have a software that is actually mastered with artificial intelligence. So the question is, ethics is difference with what the right to power and what is the right thing to do. So technology has no ethics. So that is what we have to program them better. We can make them a devil, we can make them an angel. So that depends on us. So the most important thing is that everything is in our control from the foundation. And after that, we have to take the machine to the right direction, that how it can learn and it can become better supporter for the human beings and for the mankind. So the most important thing is that today I would like to share most important thing that in the future the word will not be artificial. Artificial means that it is not natural, but the word will become meta intelligence. Now I will discuss meta intelligence, which means that IoT, the AI, and even advanced analytics with big data, they will make a complete machine as a meta intelligence. Now imagine a smart city where smart grids, smart buildings, smart agriculture, smart, you can say, farms are already there, well conversed with sensors, with big data, cloud computing, and even autonomous technology. So over there, AI will become a very small word. So for that, you need to perform meta intelligence in order to keep yourself updated and abreast. So the question is why and who? The only thing is we have to keep the differences between the technological progress and how we need to keep the society flourishing at all the times. Now that is what we have to understand, that technology is going to improve by leaps and bounds. And of course, we have seen from analog computers to digital computers only with binary, then it has come to human genome sequences. Now the world is shifting towards quantum computing. So of course, IBM and Google, they are working a lot towards quantum computers. And of course, with quantum physics, we can see that AI and quantum computing can solve those problems that were even not solved in last 250 years. So that can be solved in seconds. So the question is, we need to invest as much in humanity as when much we invest into technology with Digital Ethics Council, though this is important for you. So humanity and technology, which means that AI will support humanity and humanity will support AI. So that's a combined game. But you can see that many people say robotics, but we don't say robotics, we say cobotics, where robots and the human beings, they are collaboratively together working, and they're working towards better industry 4.0 or cyber physical system. So these are all most important terms that you need to understand, that if you're working towards AI in the starting direction. So the question is algorithms and algorithms. So we have, so the question is that with algorithms, we can solve the problems, but with algorithms. Now, these are the algorithms where you have seen the movie called Robot of Rajnikant, where you have intuition, compassion, mystery, values, imagination, and of course, emotions. Now, let me tell you, consider that you are in a board meeting and you want to discuss what will be the future of the company with what investments and where we should do. So that robot will do everything, background history checks and everything, and will give some suggestions that, okay, sir, we should invest or we should not go for any MOU deal with that company. With these algorithms, we can improve the better things. So don't use the word algorithms today with AI. It is the word called algorithms. So data and information, it is not knowledge, it is not understanding, it's not wisdom, it is not purpose. The only thing is we need to keep on improving with the machines. We need to keep them better and better. Now, I'm having my PhD student. He is working on breast cancer based detection. So he has even told me, sir, what we should start. I told him, first of all, gather the data from every aspect of hospital that you can gather. Now, we have got more than 6 lakh data sets of breast cancer. And believe me, our model is working almost 99.67% better for pre-detection of breast cancer in the woman, which is a very common problem. And even we have also got one patent on that. So we are less aware of what our minds do the best, the most difficult things for machine to emulate of unconsciousness. Now imagine everybody, we all say that human beings only use from 0.85% to 2%, maximum to 2.5%. Now imagine if we can make AI machines like this. Now imagine if we can go for super intelligence, we can emulate the unconsciousness, and we can say that all these type of things like society, intellectual thing, emotional and kinesthetics, they are working together as a fusion, and we can go for like an andro human, which is more than better than a human beings created by human beings that we can see today. So human are not machines. The question is a very simple question, but it's a very complex question. Now, I ask you a question. You can write it on your chat box. I will come to that answer later. Are the humans more intelligent or machines are more intelligent? Can you trust a human being for making the decision for a company, or can you trust a machine to make a decision for your company? Can you trust a doctor to take a surgical operation, or can you trust a robot to take a surgical operation? Can you take a robot as a toy, or can you take a human being to be a collaborative friend for you? Now, this is a question, everybody. So there are lots of questions, but the answers will become more complex for us today. But in the near future, we can say that these answers will be very simple. But the answer I would like to give you that we don't require humans, we don't require machines, we require a fusion. Of course, it's a fusion. So smart machines are not even humans, which means they are better than humans today. They are better in thinking, they are better in intellectual things, they are better into making the decisions, and of course, they are better into predictions and making the recommendations for us. And that's why we can say today Netflix, Amazon, and all these websites are becoming more experience better, and they are making our things better and better and more smart. So anything can be digitalized, and this will be, you can say, a normal routine for all of us. So believe me, everybody, now there was a problem which has come to me in Vietnam. So two companies have just called me that, sir, you are a professor of AI and you have done a work on Industry 4.0. Now, due to COVID pandemic, our one of the offices in Thailand is actually closed. Now, what we should do? And even this was a very good problem, that how we can automate that office. So what I did is that I implemented some sensors, and I gave them an idea that this is a model that we must implement with green computing and with implementation of a cyber physical system. And they integrated a smart integration with cloud computing and of course with 3D printing technology. And yet they are running their offices even without a human beings, which means even there is a pandemic, their offices and the production will never stop. And that's the answer, that AI is the answer to many problems that we can see today, and we can answer them in matter of seconds. So that's the answer. That's what I love about AI, that AI has answer for everything. And I don't have to worry for any question that is a complex question and make me think for hours, because AI can make the answer in seconds. So if you describe your job, now this is an important thing, everybody. If you describe your job, it will be probably be automated. Of course, I will be showing you in career, and believe me, your job will be to make everything like an automated fashion. And that's what we have to see, that how we can go for an automated revolution of the future. Okay. So the externalities of exponential technological growth are becoming a good concern, and that is what we have to see. That of course the human child in the future that will actually play with robotics and and with internet. Internet will be a smart tool. I used to talk to my sister that one day the kids will only go with a laptop or with an iPad without any paper or pen in their hands. It will be like an online system, it will be a collaborative teaching. And my sister didn't agree on that because she believed that this could happen, but this will take some time. And today she has a girl of 4 years, and her online teaching is there, and she can't think without a laptop and without all these activities because of this pandemic period. Because if your technology is not with you, how can you depend on your kid? And believe me, with this technology, the kids are becoming smarter. They're not getting lazy, they are becoming smarter. They have better critical thinking to analyze the things and to become friends of technology. So not sustainable, of course, is democracy, that we have to see that today you all see that we rely more on Facebook post, on Twitter, rather than to trust on these news channel. So that is what we have to see, that how we are taking the directions of the economics and the politics of a particular country today with social media. So exponential growth is, of course, to force the economic logic, and we can see people, planet, and prosperity. So that's what we can say, a bridge between the people and planet will leading to prosperity, where everything gains, not comes down. So of course, post-capitalism, that we can say like in Star Wars, hey computer, can you give me a pizza? So this would happen, everybody. And believe me, my office is a smart office. There is no light, there is no lightning switch there. I just say, hey Google, start my office, and automatically the light starts, the AC starts, and I automatically talk to my machines. And you will all say that it is very expensive or complex, but I say just few connections and just few apps that I have to install, the things become very good because everything is connected to internet. That's why we say it is called Internet of Everything. So you can say artificial intelligence focus on more increased efficiency. And of course, our efficiency will now lead to hyper efficiency, where we can lead to like a meta reality, the extended reality. Of course, we are working towards time machine. And of course, we can even work towards more towards divine presence, and even the humanized machines based cloning. So that is what we can say, that this is the future that is actually working today. And of course, we are also working on teleportation, where you don't have to work or we have to go on a bus, etc. You can be teleported with the form of molecules from one place to another, and the results are insane. And hyper loops are already in progress of smart transportation in front of you. So the awesome future is just with amazing technology, with purpose, curiosity, foresight, critical thinking, and imagination. So you can say over here that all the resources with cloud computing, with IoT, and with smart artificial intelligence algorithms, they will be actually ruling the world, and the world will be actually dependent that how we can make the decisions tomorrow. So I would like to end my presentation number one. Now I would like to open the main lecture for today. That will be career in artificial intelligence and machine learning. Now I hope that in last 10 to 15 minutes, you are all clear that how AI is going to rule the humanity, and how AI is going to play a crucial role, and what are the critical applications that we see all around. But now I would like to give you a more strong focus that how you can build up a career into AI and machine learning. Now, before I focus on this presentation, everybody, I know many people are listening to me on YouTube, many people are listening to me on Zoom or other things. The first and the most important thing is, which I would like to share with all of you, that if you really want to become a good engineer, so stop thinking much on theoretically. So divert your attention of theoretical only towards 25%, 50% should be practical, 15% should be your thinking, what can be better, and last percentage should be how you apply your knowledge in order to solve that problem. Today, we don't require an engineer that can solve a problem, but we require an engineer that can visualize what can be improved and how it can be improved. Believe me, I will be also giving you some important tips and tricks in the interview. Today, we don't take interview like, okay, what is this and what is that? Many companies also invite me in Vietnam that, sir, please come and take the interview of an engineer. And for me, it is a bullshit, I can say, that if I'm asking an engineer, what is a pointer, what is inheritance, what is normalization or other things, that is bookish. That is bookish. And that I'm not focusing. I just want that, okay, sir, this is a problem on the board, and this is the solution that I want. So can you build up some algorithm, or can you build up some function so that I can understand that what kind of critical thinking you have? So develop a critical thinking, develop a logic development, logic building, and then you are a good engineer. Then the jobs will hunt for you. You will not hunt for the jobs. And that's what I think everybody will agree with me. So let's jumpstart the career, everybody. So I would like to inform you this one, most important, that how to build your career in AI and machine learning. Now, believe me, everybody, I have already told you that AI is a bigger aspect, and machine learning and deep learning are a part of that. So it requires a very disciplined approach. So don't think that, okay, sir, let's learn Python, let's learn some mathematics. Okay, I'm an AI engineer. It is not. You have to go systematically. I will be showing you that. So if you are a Current IT professional, many people also give me this question, sir, I was a PHP programmer, now I want to become an A engineer. So what opportunities I have? Sir, I was just a software engineer, now I want to become into AI. How can you be do? So the most important skills are the first important skill before you even start AI. That is the foundation part. Like suppose if you start today your BTech or BE, the most important thing is your engineering, mathematics, physics, chemistry, or other things. That's the foundation. So for AI, we require the pre-skills like statistics and probability. Of course, machine learning and deep learning, they are 60% statistics. And even if you want to program into MATLAB, you will all say that MATLAB is even called a matrix based laboratory where everything is working towards matrix structures. So for that, you need to understand statistics and probability. Of course, most important is algorithms and coding. Most important. So algorithms should be very important, that what is the time and space trade-off, what is the complexity of the algorithm, and how you code that. And after that, applied mathematics. When I used to be a teacher of MCA, many people used to ask me one question, sir, why we study mathematics? Why not programming more? And I used to tell them, without mathematics, you can't imagine computer science. So computer science and mathematics, they are like boyfriend and girlfriend, and they have to love each other in order to produce some results. So that's the reason, everybody, that applied mathematics, discrete mathematics, and engineering mathematics, they are the foundation stones for critical thinking. Because don't consider mathematics as a subject, consider to apply as a critical foundational logic to solve a problem. So in mathematics, we are solving the problems, and that's what we have to build the machines to solve the problem, make them intelligent. And of course, programming languages like Python, C++, Java, and R. I will be covering more. And the most important thing is to have understanding of distributed computing, because tomorrow, if you are working in a industry infrastructure, or maybe you are into academic infrastructure, you want to build something, you are actually working into distributed computing environment. So the question is, AI can will be a great transformer, improving the efficiency of many sectors and enabling the value addition creation services that leads to economic growth. And that's what the words of a Microsoft engineer. So even you will be stunned to note that by 2030 we require more than 27 times the workforce that we require as of AI today. So if you ask me that, sir, which is the number one job in US or outside India, I only say machine learning engineers we require. Even in some of the companies local in Vietnam, they require 20 or 30 people, but only 6 to 7 people come and 2 or 3 are employable, because we require lots of things. We have to depend on the systems that they want to develop. So the most important thing is, everybody, this is now I will start my main aspect of the career presentation. Now see this, AI is a learning curve. Now it is learning. Now believe me, if you say that, okay, I have a BTech into artificial intelligence, I know Python, I know R, I know data science, I'm done. No, it is not. AI is evolving, even the tools are new. And let me tell you, when I started AI, I started with only Python, when there is only like Thenio, and even after that, there was TensorFlow. And even now more libraries are coming from Facebook and Google. So it's a learning curve. You have to learn better and better. You have to invest your time and energy into learning. So the most important thing is, if you really want to start your career, is a bachelor in computer science. But if you want to become more advanced, you can come towards masters or even PhD. But you can see that if you know the skills, I will be telling you some of the websites. So even let me tell you, I'm saying openly, even if you don't want to do BTech or MTech, it is on you. So even without a degree, you will be considered. But the only thing is skills. And if you say that only college curriculum is enough for you to become an AI engineer, I openly say no. Because even today, when I am teaching AI in my class, I always tell my students that, okay, we have 4 months of lecture. So please do this course side by side. I will be covering these questions into your projects, because I want them not only to understand me, but also to understand online courses. And online courses are very important today for AI. I will be telling you. So these are the sample subject which you start. Let me tell you, for mathematics and statistics, we start with linear algebra, calculus, matrices, integration, regression, probability, Bayesian, and probable graphical models. So I know many deans and teachers are also listening to me. So if you are making your curriculum, and if you have already designed your curriculum, try to tune up with these things. So for the computer science, if you are into foundation, the sample subjects that you have to study is programming, imperative computation, functional programming, data science fundamentals, data structures, logics, and of course, agile development. So if you talk of many companies today, like software companies like Wipro, IBM, Infosys, if you come to Vietnam, when we have like a Axon Info, FPT software, we are only working with agile technologies. I'm a professor of software engineering also, so we don't go for traditional methodologies of software engineering. We only start with agile, and after that we go towards multidisciplinary approach. And for the AI core subjects, you have to study machine learning, information theory, neural networks, AI representation, NLP, computer vision, and image analysis. Because these will be actually required, because if you really want to make some AI machine, because tomorrow, let me tell you everybody, if you are an AI engineer, your work will be to design something, like a design a complete system. And for that, you need to have lots of functionalities of that system that you have to understand. Like suppose you're designing a robot, so it has to have the computer vision, some mechatronics, some algorithms, some information theory. So for everything you have to work on these type of subjects, very important. So the question is, artificial intelligence, is it a strong boom or is it a revolution? I say that it is a boom that is creating a revolution. So man and machine, what we can do. So these are the industries, everybody, that is currently impacted by AI revolution. And of course, the most important industry right now is healthcare. Today, believe me, everybody, I'm working on healthcare. I will be showing you my projects right now. Believe me, I'm saying it right now. I even asked some of the doctors today that why you have not used AI 10 years back. If many people, if as a scientist, many people ask me that, even have asked this question to many scientists of the world, that sir, can you tell me two things? If you have a time machine, can you take those two things back to the world, which can influence the world? And I give the answer to you. The one is the YouTube, and second is artificial intelligence. I would like to take these two technologies back to the time and imagine the mankind today. So without AI, healthcare is nothing. Manufacturing with cyber physical systems, autonomous cars, education today. Of course, we are on lockdown and we are using our online e-learning and other things with these type of things with AI. Information technology, business intelligence, logistics, construction, retail sector like autonomous. I have not been into Dubai, but my friends say that in Dubai we have the smart card, and even I got a recent patent with India. That's a smart card system. What is a smart card? Which means suppose you want to make omelette and you just put your eggs and you put your sauce, and the machine will came to know that okay, you want to make an omelette, which means the machine will suggest you that okay, please buy red chilies and please buy these ingredients also, which means the machine will analyze what things are in the cart, and machines will give you the suggestion that you are missing this thing. So what about your fridge? That fridge is having less eggs today, and daily you eat two eggs, and machine is saying that okay, on Sunday you are at home and the eggs are only three. So rather than you order the eggs, the fridge orders the eggs autonomously for you, where the things can become connected to internet, understands your behavior, and keep on delivering the things. Without AI, this is not possible, everybody. Believe me, the word that I see today, it's a magical word with smart technology, with only AI impacting things. So now understand, everybody, how to start your career. Now let us make it very serious. Now see this, everybody. Now don't be in a very haste that okay sir, let's start from Python. Many people make mistakes. So go step by step. You will become a good engineer. Okay, now how to become it? Now see this. Now begin your AI journey. First of all, you need to understand the basics. What is going on? What is happening? What is the AI really doing today? Smartphones, smart homes, grids, your electronic vehicles, IoT, anything. Even if you have your MacBook, even if you have your iPhone, it is without AI, you can't imagine that. First of all, understand applications, understand the AI basics, and understand what is the impact. And after that, you have to understand mathematics. Very important. Don't go on coding. First of all, understand the mathematics, statistics, probability, linear algebra, and calculus. These four aspects of mathematics are very important. So if the teachers are listening to me, or the board of management of this Jagannath University is listening to me, improve the mathematics curriculum with these four aspects. Very important. After that, you have to start with coding skills. So these two foundations, theory, after that mathematics, that's all. That is the foundation. Now come towards practical. Now, first of all, start with programming. So, which means that you need to understand C and C++. But for AI, we recommend these three languages right now for the foundation: Python, R, and Java. So once you're master into these three, which means only coding and only giving some projects, don't go for file like copy paste or other things. Go for a project, small project. It could be a chatbot, it could be a intrusion detection system, it could be a prediction system, it could be like an analytical system, it could be like a legacy system transformation, anything you can do. After that, learn big data, which is the big data tools, especially Hadoop, Splunk, like all these things. Then you take your time and to make towards data science. I will be telling you about data science. So data science means when you just start playing with the data, like data sets and everything. So over here, please don't do this. So data science is very important for acquisition, preparation, and manipulation. And after that, start with your machine learning part, which means you understand the libraries like scikit-learn. So over here, you are learning Python only, but over here, now you start learning libraries. So what is machine learning? Machine learning can only be programmed with Python, but after that, you need to understand the libraries that are being used. So for that, you need to understand scikit-learn, reinforcement learning, supervised learning, like all these things. You can even go for Keras, you can even go for Pandas, but don't start deep learning. It is not. Right now, it is not. Once you are master into this, then go for deep learning. When we have TensorFlow, when we have GAN, when we have CNN, all these models. And after that, you have to understand analytics, because the most important thing is, everybody, that to acquire the data. And after that, once you acquire the data, you need to manipulate that data. Manipulation the data, then making the decisions, and after that, making the analytics of that data is different part. So for the analytics, you need to understand the Power BI, the Tableau, and after that, you become an AI engineer. So these are the most important aspects that we can see right now as an AI engineer. So now the question stands. This was the roadmap, that how we start. So please don't do like this, everybody. If you are please understanding the lecture, please don't do like this. It disturbs me. So map your future. So this is how we actually go for the roadmap. And after that, now we will start that how we become master in AI. Okay. So coordinator, excuse me, coordinator, sir. Okay. So now let us start with how to start and how to become master in artificial intelligence. Now see this, everybody. Now this is the path that I have taken, that according to me is the best path that you can start with to become the scientist or data scientist or even the AI engineer. So the first thing is, let's start with mathematics and statistics, the part A. After that, you have to learn programming, that is Python and Java. After that, you need to understand the database. So don't go for SQL Server or Oracle. You have to understand open source. And believe me, everybody, everything for ML, AI, and everything is available free of cost. You can even use Google Colab. You don't even have to have your own high-end powerful system to become an AI engineer. Everything is open source. After that, understand ML algorithms. First of all, ML algorithms, then understand the libraries. So don't mix up like algorithms with libraries. So it will be different. First of all, understand what is supervised learning, what is KNN, what is CNN, and then understand the libraries like scikit-learn, Keras, Pandas, Thenio. Then you can even go for Matplotlib. Then you can even understand the advanced like TensorFlow, other things. Then understand the deep learning, most important. Then you can go for Tableau analytical skill, which means it will make you machine learning engineer with analytics, deep learning, and ML. So these are required for ML engineer. But if you really want to become a full AI engineer, you have to combine cloud computing and big data. And after that, you can even become a data scientist or an AI engineer, other things. So today, if you talk of complete AI, it is a combination of machine learning, deep learning, and analytics, and data science. So if you have all these four areas into your curriculum, this is actually making you a complete AI engineer. Now, what is data science? Now, let us understand. So, data science, naturally, it involves around data, and which means it's a science of study to extract the meaningful information. Like, suppose if I tell you our company is having 24 divisions and 24 divisions are making this profit. Now, can you tell me which division has earned better profit, or which division is having which how much profit better, percentage better in last year as compared to other departments? So this is could be a complex question, but for machine learning and for data science, it is a very easy question, because you have the data and you have to perform some business intelligence analytics. So it is related to computer science, but it's a different field. It involves programs and algorithms and everything you need to study with regard to data science. And of course, it is requiring statistics, data, and of course, presentation of data. Very important. So data science engineers are very important and very much required everywhere. So life cycle, you can see that it has requires the, you can say the 6 important points: the discovery, the data preparation, planning, building, operations, and communicating results. Now let me start with discovery. Now the discovery starts that how you actually make yourself problem oriented person. Like, okay, I have the requirements, I have the budget, I have this manpower, I have the technology. Now this is the area I'm working. Now, if you talk of my specialization toward data science and AI is toward healthcare, and of course, industry analytics towards business intelligence and logistics improvement. And of course, I'm working on cyber physical systems. So phase two, when you have the get the data and you have to transform, which means you have to perform the extraction, transformation, loading, and transformation. So that is what we have to see with transformation at different aspects when we have the relationships, when we normalize the data, when we make some data analytics towards transformations. Now, phase three, when we perform modeling. Now, this is where you have to perform your statistics, you have to perform your visualization with, of course, the tools that have given to you is R, SQL analysis, and even SAS. So these are the main tools that are actually being used for performing the analysis and performing some mathematics over there. You can even perform SAP also there. And the fourth one, when we have some model, like, okay, we have the data, now let us make some prediction, let us make the machines intelligent. So for that, you have the model, you have the tools like Vecca, MATLAB, Alpine Miner, and of course, Statistica. Statistica is very good tool. And if you are not including Statistica in your curriculum, you are not completely adding up AI to your, you can say to your brain, I can say. So phase five, when you deliver the reports, and of course, phase six, when we have analytics, like business analytics tool, when you make the goals better that, okay, this is our prediction and that is how the key findings up and we can make it better and better. Now I will start towards AI, very important. Now I have already been talking to AI right from the lecture. So AI means that we have to give machines a particular intelligence so that machines can become better and have a critical thinking. So we have to classify AI into three things. The first is known as narrow intelligence, general intelligence, and super intelligence. Now, these are the three things. So if you are a student of AI, you can work on narrow intelligence. When you go towards your industry, you become a fresher, you can work on general intelligence. But with more experience, with more, you can say, knowledge of tools and other things, you can work on super intelligence. So what is narrow intelligence, everybody? So this is known as weak AI, which is only restricted to basic problems today. Like we have chatbots, virtual assistants. Like, okay, I can give you a project like, okay, let's digitize the records of hospitals. Let us make some chatbots so that you can have some product recommendation. So my students do lots of work on this area. So basically, it is making the machines training on a problem, on a data, and making them visualize the problems and giving the answers. So you can say that we have speech recognition, Google Assistants, Alexa, Cortana. So if you have these things in your Windows 10, iOS, or your Android phones, it is basically a narrow intelligence. So today we all know that with OK Google, if you talk of Siri, you don't even have to touch your phone. You can just talk to them, and Siri and Google will perform every operation on your phone. So you can even say that recently Sundar Pichai has even told that with the narrow intelligence, we are able to make the phones become better and more interactive for human beings. Now, this is general intelligence, where you have to work when you have human-like capabilities, where machines can play games. Like even you can watch a YouTube video where they have made a chessboard where Google and Alexa, they are playing together. And in the end, Google won and Alexa defeated, which means AI versus AI. And it was proven that that game was even having more moves as compared to less moves if we talk of Google Home and Siri. So you can see that how much complexity and complex problems can be solved with these type of general intelligence problems. So we have the hypothesis testing, image processing, implications, and of course they can be applied towards healthcare, they can be applied towards game playing, game theory, and of course the most important part that I see is augmented reality. That is where we have to solve the problems. We have to make the AI more broad and more super in everything. And that is a super intelligence, everybody, when everything becomes better, which means human beings have less intelligence and machines become better. And this is the level, the next generation AI, or you can say the hyper AI, when intelligence is shown better as compared to human beings. And that is what we can say the answer is: quantum computers. So I have already explained you this. So artificial intelligence means a program that can sense, reason, act, and adapt. Machine learning keep on improving over time, and deep learning, which means only learning from vast amounts of data and keep on improving. So the main thing is that with intelligence, the most important part is the data, analytics, transformation, and applying the predictions. So this is machine learning, everybody. And many people will ask me that, sir, where is semi-supervised? So I would like to give you this answer that today semi-supervised learning is having no use. It is already merged to supervised learning, but there is the three learnings now: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. So if you really want to start your career, you have to understand ML and their theories and algorithms before you apply them with the toolboxes. So you can say linear regressions, random forest, most important area, classification, clustering, and association analysis. So these are the areas that you have to learn in order to make yourself better equipped and better ready for understanding the libraries using Python and scikit-learn, Keras, Pandas, NumPy, all these things. So the difference between machine learning and deep learning, you can see that we have the accuracy. It is better, but it is plus and minus 5. But deep learning, it is near to 0, which means it is better. So you don't require a you don't require a human being as expert in deep learning, but ML you require it. And the data set that you can see that it can be only available for 2 to 5, 2.5 to 5. But over here, 100% data can be analyzed. And that's the reason, everybody, that deep learning is the future, that is even giving birth to cognitive learning, federated learning, and of course, hyper learning. Now, let us start some of more of your career options. So an AI engineer. Now, if suppose you have a BTech AI, what will be the responsibilities for you? Now, what you will do in from 9 to 6 p.m. Even I'm a YouTuber, so I'm in talks with two companies. I want to make one video that the day in the life of an AI engineer. Then you will understand much, but keep in touch with my YouTube channel. So research appropriate. The most important thing is you have to do research. That's why it is a learning curve. Learning curve. You have to make yourself better and better towards ML and more libraries. Transform the data science prototypes. Based on AI, you need to develop ML applications. So that is what you can say that today, if I ask you that let's make a machine that can understand the color. So I have the color chart. It is having millions of colors. Machine is learning that colors, and after that, I will tell them that identify which color it is. It should identify it is red, yellow, or green. So that's what we can determine. Work closely with robotics and electrical engineers. Of course, I will be showing you my team. I'm working closely with electronics and electrical people. Testing, the training of the systems, and of course, the suitable data sets. So these will be your day in the life of an AI engineer. Now, as a fresher, now where you can start. So I've already told you that as a fresher, you can start with bachelor degree in computer science, IT, mathematics, finance, or even the most important thing is you have to study these subjects. So don't consider finance is for only for management today. You have to understand finance because lots of critical applications for AI is also oriented towards finance, like when we go for business intelligence. And of course, I have already told you, apart from bachelor degree, you must learn creative thinking, effective communication, and problem solving skills. That's what the data structure, mathematics, and probability theory will give you. And it is advisable. This is my answer today. Please note it down. It is advisable to take up training and online accredited institutions. I will be telling you practically. I will open some websites. So for the experienced AI, you can see that you can take a master degree. And of course, you need to understand some real-time critical applications. And to become an AI engineer, you need to understand the advanced in-depth theories, practical approach, and of course, advanced certification programs. So these are the skills that are required to be mastered, everybody. So in your curriculum, you have to add this. Programming languages, that is C, C++, Java, Python, and R. So these are the requirements of the industry. So there was a time when you only need to require C, C++, but today when I'm going for the interview, we always say C++, Java, Python, how much you know. And these are the areas where I start with the answer towards problem solutions. Statistics, NLP, and problems and applications, and of course, problem solving and high algorithm designing skills. So you have to find the answer that how you can make a system that is using AI and it is becoming an intelligent machine. So that's why you need to understand these type of skills. So right now, the most important jobs that are required in the market, you can see this is the data till 2019. So the new data will be hitting soon. ML engineer, robotics, computer vision, and data scientist. So you can say that the demand is increasing more than I'm saying 300% on an average. So these are the technologies that you actually need to master in your curriculum. So you can find lots of YouTube channels. I will be showing you some YouTube channels also. So programming languages, you can go for these. And for ML frameworks, many people get confused. So I always recommend you must go for like deep learning framework like TensorFlow, Thenio, PyTorch, Keras, of course, Matplotlib, Scikit-learn, NumPy. These things will be covered. So for cloud, you need to understand AWS minimum, workflow management, Airflow, and Pinball, very important. Big data, of course, Spark, Hadoop, and Splunk. Of course, it is required. And for NLP, you need to can you for this type of kit that is NLTK, where we actually do the work today. So artificial intelligence job positions, you can see software analyst and developers, algorithm specialist, research scientist, electrical and manufacturing engineers, surgical technicians working with robotic tools. You can even go for hospital jobs, medical health professionals working with this, graphic art designers, and of course, professors. And these are the top certifications that you can see courses for AI, and all the yellow highlights that you can see right now. I have already done that. I'm a certified with that. And I'm one of the, you can, if you talk of the latest plus one categorization, 2%, top 2%, I'm among the top 0.075%. I can say the top in the world that I'm having my name in the planet, in the world of AI engineer for research. So the most important course that I would like to recommend you is Machine Learning by Stanford University, Artificial Intelligence Nano Degree Program by Udacity. All this is free. And Introduction to TensorFlow. And of course, this is very important, AI A to Z, Learn to Build an AI. This is very important course. And you can even go for more courses. You can even go for more workshops. Everything is available on YouTube and everything is available on lots of other websites. Okay. So now I would like to share most important things with all of you that I will be showing you some websites also after this. And now I would like to say some of my contributions in AI. And after that, what I expect if you really want to work with me or you want to become an industrial engineer, what we expect from an AI person. So I would like to show you, first of all, everybody, this is the dream that has taken place. And this is my robot, which has been designed by in-house in my university, and I am the co-inventor of this robot. This robot is like a very intelligent robot, and it has been already implemented on Da Nang International Airport. So if you come to Da Nang and you want to know something about Da Nang city regarding the weather, hotels, everything, this robot is there. And of course, I have already got the order from Pizza Hut and even from lots of shopping malls also, that this robot can even guide what are the services and foods that are available. So no need for any person at the counter. This robot is there and to take the answer for that. A pure AI robotic that we have done. And this is my baby, and I can say you can say more than my friend today. iRopt, this is the name of this iRopt, and you can see it is roaming at the Da Nang International Airport. So me and my team and my university is doing fantastic job for this type of robotics implementations in the real-time critical applications. And this is, you can see soon our university is also planning to implement this also. Already it has been implemented. So what if I tell you, no need for a policeman to stand in the middle of the road seeing the traffic and other things. Suppose if the traffic lights gone down. So this is the autonomous traffic robot policeman, and it can control the traffic, and it can even move around, and it can even control, and the eyes are having with a deep computer vision based 4K cameras that we have invented. This is one of the best team that I have seen in AI in my career. And this is my autonomous car that is actually using with Stampede, and you can see that it can work at a range of 60 to 75 kilometers per hour, and it is equipped with Raspberry Pi and Jetson Nano and advanced, you can say, sensors that you can see. This is one of the invention that we have done, and soon it will be given for US patent. And this is what we are really proud of, everybody, in terms of medical equipments. This is one of the medical equipment that we have designed. That is, these are all applications that we are working right now. This is where we have worked on Biosen Health, and this is what we have designed. That is our own ventilator, the world's cheapest and the most advanced ventilator. And this was the news, everybody. This was ventilator version 2 with advanced AI, with advanced healthcare analytics and informatics. But with version 3.0, we are even working. Now we have granted that we have the treatment of the early detection of COVID-19. And thanks to me and my team, that you can see our ventilator today. This is one of the advanced ventilator that has been invented, and and that is the reason, everybody, that Vietnamese that in Vietnam we have very less COVID patients, because our technology is actually being implemented in real-time critical applications. And this is the world's first internet of medical things with artificial intelligence and hyperledger technology, where we integrated IoT, the sensors, and even the medical technology, you can say AI and blockchain. And this is one of the best kit that you can see right now in the planet, that is invented by me. And this is the word advanced LoRa communication, because if you talk of the future cars and if you talk of the smart buildings, the sensors will be there. So we can't trust the Wi-Fi's and Bluetooth connectivity. So this is the LoRaWAN version 1.0, and this is the new LoRaWAN. And soon, everybody, because Da Nang is a smart city, my LoRa technology will be used in agriculture and of course in smart grids. So so I'm one of the proud scientists that I can say that my LoRa technology is a standard today. And even we have also got the Australian patent recently, and it is the pure form of artificial intelligence and wireless communications that we have done with accuracy of 100%. So in development, that you can see right now, that we are doing our smart drone, and of course the functional model for Internet of Medical drone things, that I'm this near for this type of innovation. So thank you for your attention. So before I start with the questions, you can, if you want to go to my website, you can go to anandnayyar.com. You can even search my name, that is Anand Nayyar, on Google. My name is even a search on Google. And for Instagram, here is my Instagram ID. So everybody, I would like to give you some important things today. So if anybody, many students ask that, sir, we want to see the ebooks and where we can find the ebooks. So the most important website is pdfdrive.com. So if you just type, you can see over here, if I just type artificial intelligence, so you can see there are tons of books that are available right now on there. You can even type machine learning, you can even type deep learning, anything, everything that is available, and all the ebooks can be downloaded free of cost. Now, this is the one which I would like to recommend, that no doubt which institute or university you are working. So hire yourself or enroll yourself into the Stanford School of Engineering, that is into AI professional program. Lots of courses are available, and all these courses, if you want to go for certification, then it is paid, but otherwise the learning is free of cost. And this is one that you can see, the website called marketpost.com. And you can find lots of resources in terms of data science, machine learning, deep learning, and artificial intelligence. All is free of cost. So you can find lots of crash courses. You can even find lots of things with regard to deep learning, data science, other things, everything. You can even find for mathematics. So this is a best website that you can see for projects and even anything. And this is one of the hidden websites that many people don't know. It's called kdnuggets.com. And you can find lots of resources here for students, for making the career, and even for projects also, that how you can get your data science as a job, build your data science application, visualizations for Python, everything is available. And please subscribe to this one, everybody, deeplearningweekly.com. So what is happening in the world on deep learning, machine learning, on AI, you will immediately get the email. So this is a very good website. And of course, data science weekly, like we have the deep learning weekly, we also have the data science weekly. So you can find the news articles and all the jobs also for for data science, for everything. And this is one my favorite website. If you really want to learn, you can say hands-on experience with what is happening in the world, what is the coding, what are the projects that are happening, you can work on this website called distill.pub. Very important website. And last but not the least, with this, I wind up the lecture. This is the Kaggle, and you can find all the data sets here, and even you can do lots of courses. So you can say that if you are interested for Pandas, NumPy, or SciPy, or Tenio, TensorFlow, everything is available. You can even see the projects like this, like prediction survival of Titanic, getting familiar with machine learning basics, future sales, digit recognizer, house prices. Everything is available over here. More than 20,000 projects are available on machine learning and deep learning on this website. So that was the end of my lecture. Now the house is open for all of your questions. If you have any question, please post it on the chat box. If you have any question, please, you can unmute yourself. You can even interact with me. If you want to ask any question, you can ask right now.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for
I will be giving this presentation as well as the websites to the coordinator today, so you can take the resources from them. Okay, if the machine will work everywhere, what a normal person can do? The normal person will be able to use that machine, and of course, we can program those machines, and of course, there will be a requirement for more ML and AI engineers. So imagine that machines will be not able to take your work, but the machines will be able to cooperate and coordinate with your works.
so I hope your query is being answered. Sir, another question I am receiving from one of our fellow
Sir, your voice is not coming properly, please. One question.
okay, sir. Am I
Which
audible?
is for AI. So I've already told you, you can start with C and C++ and Java, because unless you don't have the foundations for C, C++, and Java, you can't go for Python. So you have to go for Python and R, and of course, with the machine learning and deep learning libraries after understanding the algorithms. Yes, autonomous computing is of course very important, because autonomous computing is actually going like a libraries, and we can say today, like with the IoT, and of course with cloud computing, and of course with the TensorFlow, we are actually making autonomous machines. Of course, it's a very good area, and of course it is having the front end application, like we have the AI at the back end. Of course, there are some funding agencies that can provide AI education institutions. So the most important thing is that your foundations of the institution should be very strong. Like if you talk of my lab, because I'm the director of my lab of AI and that is sensors and IoT. So I am collaborate. So I have already collaborated with the NVIDIA. So you can, if you're a good institution and you have a good courses, you have good staff, you have a good staff of PhD people, you have a good basic infrastructure, you can coordinate with KUKA. You can even coordinate with the that is called your Continental NG. You can even coordinate with Honda. They have lots of funding by the educational institutions that you can do the funding. But of course, your institution should be well versed enough with AI.
So I hope your query is being answered, Dr. Sham Sundar. Sir, one more query I am receiving here, that one person is asking that which is the most authentic website from where we can get the data, especially for medical research related to medical fields.
Okay, sir, actually for that, you can just tell the person to kindly email me. I will be providing my email after this. And after that, I will be giving him some websites. There we can get some COVID data also, the reliable COVID data. And I already have that websites, but because I'm today speaking on general things, so I will be not opening up those websites. So right now, if you really want to have the data which is diversified, so I only trust on Kaggle. Yes, of course, I will be sharing my presentation as well as one presentation only, that is career presentation, not my TED Talk presentation. So I will be sharing that presentation and the website links to the coordinator today only. So Dr. Sham Sundar has asked me a question, that is, what are the prerequisites of these fundings? If you can give us a list of such companies. Of course, this is an important question. Now, let me give you a very open answer. Today, if you talk of project funding from MIT, DRDO, or CSIO, why the people, why the universities are failing over there? Because the most important is the implementation agency. They always tell you, okay, please provide me an implementation agency of a government institution. So I would like to tell you that if you are interested, you can focus your funding towards Newton Fund, Australian Research Council. You can even go for like the National Science Fund. You can even go for Korea Brain. These are the best funding agencies that you can find, where there is no problem for nationality or other things. You can even make a team from, like, I'm the person from your team from Vietnam. There is another person from France. There is other person from USA. You can make your 4 5 persons team, have a conceptualized idea, have a particular real time critical application solution, and you can apply for the funding. They will listen to you. So in India, the getting the funding from DRDO or CSIO, it is very complicated and even complex. So these funding agencies, they are better because they only trust your caliber as well as the proposal based solution that you have to go. Yes, Pooja Dehraj, how can you associate with me, with my work? The most important thing that I see in my students is that the problem solving capability, because you will be stunned to note that some of my students are even not into my university. They are the school going students in Vietnam, and they come to me with their idea. And believe me, this LoRaWAN technology that we have designed, two students from first year of my university, they are a part of that, because they were very good hackers. They were in part of wireless communication, so they came to me with this project, and after that I took this project. And today we are the first persons in the planet that has taken LoRaWAN as a patent, which is non-industry patent. So I am the first one. Now we are designing our underwater submarine. We are even designing our drone, and even our swarm drone also. So these are the main things that we are doing right now. Okay. So what are the differences between strong AI and weak AI? I've already told you that it is basically known as narrow intelligence and super intelligence. So narrow intelligence is like when you're designing the products like Google AI, chess playing robot, or game theory. But if we talk of strong AI, it is like you are making like robotic drones, you are making computer vision, and of course NLP. That is the answer. Of course, I can teach you cybersecurity. For cybersecurity, now note down this website, everybody, if you are interested. Let me share the screen again. If you are interested, I would like to share this. So if you are interested for cybersecurity, go to this one, that is Cybrary, and you just search over here, and even you can go for ethical hacking courses or other things over here. So Cybrary, you just have to make your account, and it's a leading platform where you can even learn ethical hacking, forensics, and even that is penetration testing. So you can learn it free of cost. Okay, so that is the answer for cybersecurity. I am a computer hacker. I am a professional hacker from the 15 years of age. And for my cybersecurity, I'm learning again and again, because I'm into like Trojan horse programming and ransomware solutions provider. I've already given this because the screen is shared, cybrary.it. Okay, let me copy paste this website for you. This is the website. Any other question? Yes, intelligent agents. Of course, intelligent agents are known as multi-agents, where these agents coordinate and cooperate with each other to perform the answers. Like today, if you talk of intelligent agents, the most important application is robotic process automation. And of course, for intelligent agents, I can even give an example for chatbots. And even if you talk of intelligent agents, then the most important answer that maybe some people will not agree with me, or maybe agree with me, will be when we have the smart vehicular ad hoc network of drones, or even the smart cars of the future. Because even when you go for a car, even this car is acting as an intelligent agent when it is autonomous technology. So everything that is autonomous, that is becoming an intelligent agent. Okay, where we can get the AI and data science courses, I have already told you that I have opened some websites. So I will be giving that website to the coordinator in a notepad file. So you can take this presentation of career and that notepad file to you. Yeah, that's a very big question. So I would not like to answer right now. If you want the answer, you can give me the question over there. So what are the research areas of AI with cybersecurity? The most important answer is to develop the advanced honey net systems. And of course, improvement of firewalls that can have the deep learning based methodologies. That is the answer for research areas. But if you talk of cybersecurity today, most important, it could be like AI-based forensic systems that can even go for data recovery if you have over data, that is overwritten data. That is what we can see. Because if you talk of today, the most important complex data recovery is it with SD cards. So we require AI-based data recovery solutions for that also. Again, a good area to research. Very good area. Uh, Actually, I'm sorry, I don't give classes online, but I'm having my YouTube channel. Okay, now let me open something magical for all of you. So if you go to YouTube, everybody, I would like that all of you to please subscribe to these channels. These two, if you are a student right now. So please subscribe to this, everybody. The first is called Udreka. Now the Udreka course, you can see the Angular, cybersecurity full course, DevOps, and even Linux, ethical hacking. Everything is available over here. Okay. So this is the one thing you can see over here: Selenium software testing, also Excel full course, web development full course, Java full course. So even they have artificial intelligence as a full course. So please subscribe to this channel. You can watch the entire course in 3.5 hours. And of course, the most important channel, my favorite channel, is called Great Learning. So please subscribe to this channel also. You can see how it explains. Even you can see the data science, machine learning with Python, Python full course, Python in 4 hours. Everything is available on this channel. So this is again a good experience for all of you if you're a student, that rather than to only depend on the classroom teaching, you can use these YouTubes for that. But if you talk of my channel, you can just search me. That is Anand Nayyar. I'm not making the videos recently, but you can see my lectures there. So here is my channel. You can even go for like I have made some videos and even some other topics like other talks also. So you can subscribe to my channel, and my channel will give you more information. But soon more videos will be coming soon because I'm recently very busy in my other talks. So these channels, everybody, please subscribe to them. Udreka, I give you again, Udreka. And the other thing is Great Learning. So please subscribe to these two channels if you're a good student and you want to learn much more things and the latest things. Please subscribe them. Any other question?
So thank you very much, sir. I think this is a brainstorming session for all our participants. All are get benefited with your kind words and the way you taught you express all the things related to the